Anthony Davis has been cleared for full on-court activity and could be back with the Lakers sooner than expected. I'm Madelyn Burke for Sports Illustrated here with SI's Wilton Jackson and Greydy Diaz. And, Frank Vogel says that the Lakers will be cautious with Davis's minutes upon his return, capping him at about 15 minutes in his first game back. But Wilton, how much pressure is on AD to perform when he does return?
You know what, Madeline? Just first off, I have to say it's good to even hear that Anthony Davis is almost back to being in the starting lineup. But to your point, there is going to be a certain amount of pressure when he gets in. You're talking about a Lakers team right now. They've managed to retain their fifth spot in the Western Conference, but they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. But the Lakers could drastically use some consistency and some stability on the offensive side of the ball. And that's what Anthony Davis gives them. You're talking about Anthony Davis at the time, he was averaging about 22 points, 8 rebounds, and maybe shooting 53.3% from the floor. And so when you bring back your star player like that, he gives you that consistency. And, the Lakers, obviously, even last night, they went into that game, topping the league in terms of, from a defensive standpoint. But that offense, they missed that. They missed that from LeBron James and AD. And when he gets back, the Lakers don't have they have a very tough schedule in terms of games. Like you're talking about, they have a couple games against Utah coming up. They're going to be very critical. So Anthony Davis coming back, whenever he decides to come back in the starting lineup, that's going to be critical for the Lakers.
Yeah, a couple games against Utah, as you mentioned, as well as a couple games against Dallas, which could really shuffle things up in that Western Conference playoff picture. But Grady, when you look at this, AD has only played 22 games this season with the Lakers, 17-5 when AD is on the court. This is sooner, though, than we did expect him to come back. Is there any concern considering the timeline with this injury?
Absolutely. I've heard that he's been itching to play. So I hope that he's truly ready, because we would hate to see him sidelined again. I'd rather him sit longer if it means that we could see him back in action during the playoffs. They've gone 13-14 in the 27 games that he's missed. They fell from number 2 to number 5 in the West. Dudley's out. LeBron is out. Drummond is on a day-to-day. Markieff Morris is also on a day-to-day. It's going to take much more than a restricted Anthony Davis to help lead the Lakers deep into the playoffs.
Lakers have just 16 games left in the regular season, 8 at home, 8 on the road. We'll see how it all plays out.